Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 37. We're making it. Man, who'd have thought we'd have got this far? So, yeah, making it pretty far here. We got two movies today, Dogma and Coming to America. So, I'd like to say hello to all the panel. How is everybody in the panel doing today?
Good.
All right. Good. Everybody?
Good.
That's almost great. So, let's see who we got over in our side.
Run, so.
Oh yeah, you starting to go Mr. Healthy again. This guy here, he's a runner. Like
I've been eating ate a lot of crap over the holidays, so and then the lockdown, so thought I'd start running again.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You go.
I won't do
Although
it.
I did have a bit of birthday cake when I got home, so.
You know what, Andrew? I'll be thinking about you when I'm walking to get in my car to drive places.
Hey, we say Patty, thank you for joining us. Octavia, Roger, thank you guys for watching us and being loyal viewers. We've got Diana over there, so nice to see everybody. So Shrink and Sharon, all right. So we've got our regular crew up in here. We'll have a couple more jump in here before long, I'm sure. So we got a couple movies today. We got Dogma and Coming to America. Blue, do you want to be? Because it wasn't your pick. It was a movie that you picked because
anybody can go whenever the hell they want on that one.
Yeah. So do you want to be?
I'll go first, though. Sure.
So we want to talk about Coming to America first for the panel. Is okay on that one?
Okay.
Coming to America.
Coming to America was a big pile of crap, and I'm sorry I suggested it. I mean, the original was so good. You know, it was so funny and so sweet and whatever, and it just felt like a regurgitation of it, kind of. But I did once again though, like, you know, when they played him and Arsenio Hall play all the different characters in it, I did like that. And they even took some more jabs at themselves. Todd and I were talking about yesterday when they said basically, like, you know, about how ridiculous it is that they're always making remakes of stuff really shouldn't. And there was like little jab, but yeah, it was a pile of crap. And I still like Eddie Murphy, though. There's something about his face that makes me laugh all the time. He's got that big smile and whatever. And hey, his wife looks pretty damn good. I mean, it's been how long since the original?
Yeah.
It was the same girl, and she was pretty still.
Black don't crack.
I was thinking it.
Hey, you know, look Arsenio Hall. I mean, that brother is just, you know, give him all the credit.
Yeah,
never tell how old he is.
I don't know about the credit, but he's not aged as well as some of the others had.
I know, but he hasn't aged, I don't think.
Okay, that's all I got to say about it. Pile of crap.
Pile of crap. All right. Either one of you two want to be next, or do you want me, or who?
I'll go. Right. Piece of crap. $39 million budget on that thing. I can't. I couldn't even write much. I was too busy, you know, yelling at the screen. I'm like, you know, it's like, you know, who was really writing this? You know, was it really Eddie? You know, I don't think so. You know,
yeah.
I think the movie would have been better if they would have backed up their jokes with something behind it. You know what I mean? To really okay, you get you laughing once, but you throw something else in behind it to really get you going. You know, but there was nothing, you know. You figured, you know, when they got in the barbershop, there would be a little bit more, you know.
They needed more with those guys for sure.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
And you just had up there, what's his name there? Wesley Snipes. I thought he was great. You know, but the movie just really wasn't, you know, what I'm pissed off. I jumped. I sat there to hurry up and get my homework done, and stayed up late. Wasn't worth it. It really wasn't. I'm sorry to say, because I love Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? And this was just, yeah. I think that I thought that they should have came up with, you know, a different storyline. Like, you know, I don't know whether it was also like the guy that they used as his son. I never really liked him before because he was in that other stupid show. What was it called? Superior Donuts. One of the worst shows ever. And and for him to go from something like that to this, I'm like, why would you use this guy? This guy is not a good actor.
Yeah.
But like I said, I didn't like it. Next.
All right, we're waiting for.
I'll go next.
All right, yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
I loved it. I'm only joking. It was a piece of shit. It was like one of those. It's one of those movies where you watch it and then, like, after you finish watching it, you forgot what happened.
Yeah.
It was one of those. It's like there was nothing like remotely funny. Like nothing like well, there's like one bit I found funny. Sorry, two bits. The bit at the end where Eddie Murphy's like the singer at the wedding. I thought it was funny. And the characters he plays in the barbershop, the old guy, for whatever reason, Eddie Murphy's just so funny when he plays old black men, like when he plays really old guys. Yeah. He's just like the way he talks and the way he acts. It's just perfect. And I like him when he plays those characters. It just reminds us of the old when he played the old version of himself in like Life. When he played that character, he's funny just the way he talks and that, and the way he gives all the old all the looks. He plays an old person perfectly for some reason. But the rest of the movie, I just couldn't like. I thought the idea of the story was good. Like it did make sense what they were trying to do, but just the way they played it out was stupid, and I just didn't. I just couldn't find it funny, and I couldn't get into it. And like you said, that the guy who played his son, I wasn't really invested in him, or in any of the characters. Really, I thought Wesley Snipes was okay. It was nice to see him in a movie. It's nice to see him coming back into doing movies because he's okay. I liked him in the 90s, Demolition Man.
Yeah.
And I thought he's a bit more relaxed now, and he's having fun. And I thought he was okay in it. He did an all right job. And Eddie Murphy obviously was the best thing in it. It wasn't great, but he was the best thing in it because like these characters that he got to play, he was funny as those characters. But other than that, I don't know. There's literally nothing that sticks out in my mind that I found good or fun or enjoyed. It's like literally got through it and then I was like, right, an hour later I forgot what happened. Yeah. I was literally, if I had time, like I got back tonight from my run and then I went and had a bath and stuff. If I had time, if I got back earlier, I should have ran faster really because I was going to get back earlier and watch a few clips on YouTube just to remind myself what the fuck happened in the movie. I never had time. So this is why I never go first, and I'm a bit gutted that you both just went, oh yeah, it was crap, because that didn't give us any flashbacks of what happened.
I was waiting. Yeah, Andrew was needing some. Yeah, he was needing some cues and say, yeah, that part of the movie.
You know, sometimes with these films, sometimes I'm so glad when Todd gets the pictures up on the IMDb because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that when that happened. Yeah. Because literally, there's nothing in this movie that sticks out, and it's just like it's crap. It's not as good as it's nowhere near as good as the first one, and they probably should have left it alone. Yeah, but yeah. What are you, Todd?
I'd like to tell a quick story before Todd goes. Tracy Morgan.
You're trying to say I'm gonna be a long time.
Tracy Morgan. Years ago, I was heading to Miami with a couple of girlfriends for the weekend, and so my buddy Rhonda and I were in the airport in Toronto, and she got hauled in because she said she worked at some sort of processing plant. So they hauled her in and they were going through her stuff. So while I was standing there waiting alone, thinking that we're going to miss our plane. Tracy Morgan comes walking through with his girlfriend, and she was beautiful. And off she goes, and he stops and he turns around and he looks at the two security guards that are there, and he says to them, "You got to love a woman who will put up with 13 Dutch ovens." And I broke the laugh. He turns around and he looks at me. He goes, "She knows what I'm talking about." that just happened. 13 Dutch ovens. And the security guys are howling, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. All right, I just had to share my Tracy Morgan.
I was excited for him to be in
funny.
this. I was excited for him to be in this because I find him funny, but he wasn't in this. I don't know.
I don't know if he's been different ever since his car accident. Like, he almost died, eh?
Yeah. He's been
Sometimes
different, I think.
Can change your brain.
Yeah.
Look at life a little differently.
But there's nothing. It wasn't substantive enough for him, I don't find. Sorry, Todd, go ahead.
Well, storyline could have been better. Could have been written. The story itself was okay. I felt like it was a mashup of Coming to America and Black Panther, and they shoved it together a little bit. Some of the undertones, and I don't know, just how it felt. It just felt like a lot of those Black Panther sounds and feels. They were trying to use that in the movie. But
It's Africa.
Well, not just because it's African, but I'm with the martial arts when they're doing all the martial. I mean, we're trying to do the martial arts, and I just felt like they were, warriors. That warrior thing. I don't know, but the barbershop scenes, off the chain. This scene with Tracy Morgan, I love Tracy Morgan in this because Tracy Morgan, just some uncle, just from the streets. I'm here to tell you, and he was just. I cracked up at him. I thought he was funny. I liked the definitely the barbershop scenes. The barbershop scenes off a chain. And yes, if they could have just kept those scenes in part of the movie would have been a howl the whole time. I did like that. I get your point about the son. I kind of felt the same way with the son. The son was, I just felt like, I don't know, there was something about him that didn't resonate. Just something that didn't work.
Try watching Superior Donuts. You'll understand.
So he, who was the baby mama? She was funny. Leslie Jones. Yeah. She's been on a lot of stuff, and she was funny in it. I was cracking up at her, just the way she was being, all streets, and everybody else is being all bougie, and when they get to Africa, and she's just like, this is how it is on the streets. I was cracking up at that stuff. Wesley Snipes, to me, I thought he did a real good job. This daughter thing, I don't know, just there was nothing about her. I didn't like her from the first time I saw her, even though
like his sister there, the barking sister.
Yeah, I was quite interested with how they tried to play in all the dancing and the music into it. I thought it was a little overboard at times for me, but I did like the choreography and how they tried to. I'm not sure why they did it that way. I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve with the dancing and choreography. When his dad, when he has the funeral before he's dead, who's that? Jones? What's his name?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. And he says, I want to have a funeral, but I want to watch it before I die. So they're having this funeral talking about him dying, and all these Salt and Pepper and who are the three? There was the three singers. It was the three singers first, because then Salt and Pepper came up.
And Vogue.
And maybe it was In Vogue. I thought that part was pretty funny, and I enjoyed it because I liked how they changed the words on some of it.
Yeah,
I liked it. But overall, I can't say that the movie was great. But I think whenever we have a iconic movie like the first Coming to America, I think you have that bar has been set in your mind, and
that's why they shouldn't ever do remakes or
right. It's hard to hit that mark again. No. I felt the script not really there. And again, I wasn't sure why some aspects were shoved into the movie. But
you really thought about this, eh?
I did.
Really thought about this. I just thought crap.
Yeah.
I got one other quick thing to say.
And
So
isn't Trevor Noah? Doesn't he do something like the Daily Show or
Really
something?
I love
Yeah,
Trevor Noah,
yeah.
actually.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I thought that he did something like
He's a
that. 'Cause I'm
smart
like,
man.
"God damn."
I thought that that maybe James Earl Jones really read the script and said, "Really, I don't want to be a part of this. Just kill me off," because
Don't
know,
kill
James
me
Earl
off early
Jones
in the
like,
movie.
didn't want to be long in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yep. Time to kill Dad.
Yeah, just kill me off. He said once he read that script. I guess I was upset over this.
Well, yeah, I thought that. I mean, even like this character, again, when they dressed up and they did these other characters, loved it. You know, there were definitely parts of like the whole you got to go do this and cut the thing off, cut the whiskers off of a tiger or lion. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like aspects of it were pulling. And was it me or was I waiting for him to throw the Mac on his sister? The son and
Yeah.
the daughter.
Right.
I was thinking he gonna throw the Mac on her because if he was eyeballing her and she's eyeballing him, I'm thinking, oh no, she's your half sister, but then you still can't. I mean, I don't know. To me, I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So
This
that
way
was
she
kind of a
can
little
kill
bit,
him and she can run everything.
maybe, but it was just I felt that it was a little uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for me because I'm thinking, because they were so up and she's like wearing just a little bit of clothing. I think Eddie got to pick out the wardrobe for all the women. I think he got to pick out because, I mean, we weren't wearing a lot, but I did. And also another part when they're in the bar, when the baby mama and the wife were drinking and they're buddying up, and I like that. I like that scene where they were singing together, and because she's from the streets. The wife was from the streets, but he brought her over, so I liked it. I thought. Could have been better? Sure. Oh, yeah, it could have been a whole lot better. But for me, not horrible. Not horrible. Not as bad as some of my people down here called it. So, but that's what I got for it. So we'll hold. So this is our take on it. If you guys never watched the show before, which we've got 17 people, so all you've been here before. So what we're gonna do is we will cover the next movie. Then I will post links, and you guys are more than welcome to jump on here with your camera or without your camera, doesn't matter, and tell us what you thought of one or both of the movies, and then we can go from there. So yeah, Blues movie wasn't very good. Okay.
Hey,
So Blues movie. I thought it was.
Yeah.
No, that was Blues movie, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Well,
Secretly was her
no,
pick.
it was supposed to be just like the new movie, and she still had a choice.
Yes,
I know. I'm busting her balls, but she ain't got none. But
I'm trying to save you. You're gonna be alone with this woman soon. You're not gonna get away with this kind of crap with her. Okay.
Hey, there's no fear. No fear. Okay.
Listen. I'm looking out for you, man.
Yeah, good looking out.
I'm with you, Todd. I'm 100% with you. She picked it, and then she was like, "Oh, it's not my proper pick. It's not my proper pick because I think she had a feeling."
In all honesty, I will never ever. No, but in all honesty, I'll never ever pick a movie that I don't think is good. So, and I've never seen this because I don't want to take the chance of being the low man on the totem pole when it comes to the worst movie of the season.
Yeah, and I think Andrew and Alban think that you need to own up to this movie because they think that your picks have been too good. So, you need a little bit of everybody's had some bad picks.
Look at the Telegram, you'd see that it showed as new movie when she picked it. I put who chooses a movie,
and everybody agreed that let's pick that one. So it's all of us.
I actually said I'd rather watch your pick.
Well, you'll get a chance this week, Andrew.
Yeah, you guys, you're all good. All right, so we're gonna go to Dogma, and which was a 1999 movie. It's got all kinds of big stars in it, and I hadn't seen this since it came out back in 1999. Yeah, and one of my coworkers and I were talking about it, and I went and I looked at the trailer on it, and I'm like, I vaguely remember that. I remember that was kind of funny, and it has so many big stars in it. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. I didn't, and I didn't go back and watch it. But you know what? I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own this movie because you know what? I think that it'll be something. So I will go last, so that I won't. So I'll let the other panels talk. Andrew, you want? Oh no, Andrew wants to be second. Andrew wants to be second or third because he doesn't remember what happens in movies.
Bobby can go first.
No, you could go first now, Blue.
Ah.
I just saved you before.
All righty. Dogma, I still like it. It wasn't quite as good. Like it was like, you know, a 10 for me before. I loved this movie. Now it was more like a 9, but I still loved it. Like Jay and Silent Bob. God, I love those two together. I think they're hilarious. And I mean, yeah, Alan Rickman, Chris Rock, like Jason Lee, like even those two were great. Matt and Ben there. I like everything about it. I like the ideas that Kevin Smith has about religion, about just he actually makes you think about things. Like when he talks about the fact that the Bible goes from the time it jumps from the time Jesus is 12 to the time that he's 30, and you don't know any of the stories in between there and what happened in there, and it just makes you think. It reminds me a little bit in a weird way of when I first read what was that Dan Brown book, Da Vinci Code, how it just made you second guess, you know, about Jesus having a kid and about Mary Magdalene being his wife and just stuff you never thought of before. Like I remember trying to find the Last Supper picture just so I could see whether or not it was a woman that was beside him or if that was I don't know. So this, I like it because it pokes fun at Catholicism and it just makes you kind of think a little bit, maybe outside the box of what, because I mean, I was raised Catholic, even though I was never baptized, so I'm not actually anything, but I was raised Catholic, so I went to church and all this stuff, and I find it just funny. And I mean, those two, especially Jay, when he's hitting on her and whatever, like every time, and just the stuff that comes out of his mouth makes me laugh hard all the time.
How do you feel about anal?
Oh my God. And Selma Hayek is such a hottie.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I still loved it. I thought it was great. It lost a little bit of its luster for me, but I still think it's great. I'd watch it again. That's me.
Okay. All right. Alban.
Okay. I still like the movie. I haven't seen it like you, Todd, since it first came out because I saw it in the movies, and you know, I gotta say the one thing that I always laugh at with this movie is when he goes, Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. Yeah, you remember from the Hulk? I've always cracked up with that line. But you know, I always love George Carlin. Being able to see Carlin again is just, you know, I love him to death. He's just, you know, he's my heart because that guy is funny as all hell. You know, they don't make him like him no more.
Well, like look at his face. Like he's one of those people. For me, it's almost like Bill Murray, where I almost can't even look at him because he just has that face.
Yeah, well, you've heard so many skits. You've seen his skits and his so you know what's coming.
Right.
He was the first place I ever heard of the term for a vagina being referred to as roast beef curtains.
Oh man, but it was a great cast. You know, Matt Damon and what's
Matt
his name?
Damon.
Ben
Affleck. You know, I like seeing them when because it reminds me of them when they, you know, how they really started out. You know what I mean? And they've become, you know, such big stars now. What did I write here? Yeah. I think God is dead. I wrote a line there when someone said, "I think God is dead," and that's the sign of a good Catholic, of a true Catholic. I thought that was kind of funny. But Jay and Silent Bob, I think they do take the whole movie because of the shit that he says. It's just It's too much. Too much even for me to even put on a T-shirt. This is too much. But I like the movie. I would still watch it again.
Okay. All right. Andrew, have we gave you enough cues for you to remember the movie?
And I missed almost all of Auburn's thing because I went to feed the cat. But I already had a few things in my mind anyway. I was actually in agreement with Shan. Like I would give it like a 9 out of 10 because I remember the first time I watched it, I did find it really, really funny, and I was just thinking about it today actually when I was just having a little flick through some of the stuff, reading up on some of the stuff about the movie. I was thinking about, I wonder how this movie would hold up if it was released like now, because it's like I can imagine it'd be quite offensive to Catholics or like Christians, and because we're in such a wet paper towel world, like at the minute where everyone's just a fucking wet wipe, there would just be massive. I think the reviews for it would be bad, but I don't know. I just found it funny. I liked how they took the piss out of religion. I liked how Kevin Smith directed it and wrote it and only give himself 2 lines in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they were appropriate. It was just like the first time he speaks is when he throws Matt Damon off the train, and then he throws Ben Affleck off, and then he looks at that guy and he's just like, no ticket. It was just, I don't know why. It was just made us laugh. It just made us laugh. He just had not said any. And when he pulls out when the shit demon's there, he just stands up and he just pulls out the spray and sprays it, and it drops down. She's like, what's that? And he gives her it, and she's like, oh, kills strong orders. And then she's like, why do you carry that around for when Jade bends over and farts? It's just like stupid little jokes like that.
Yeah.
Jay was like, he had all the best lines as well. There's one when they were sitting in the scene here, when they were sitting talking, and he said something, it just made us fucking crack up, and I've totally blocked out what it was now. I'll come back to it if I remember what it was. I do like the bit where Chris Rock's character falls from the sky, because Jay's like, oh well, he goes, what? People don't just fall from the fucking sky, and then he drops from the sky, and he's like, big naked, big titted women don't just fall from the
sky. Yeah, beautiful big titted women don't fall from the sky.
And the bit that made us laugh in the restaurant where with Rufus was when Rufus says to him, I know about he goes, tell us something about me. He goes, well, you masturbate the most out of everyone in the tire. And he goes, well, everybody knows that. Tell something that nobody knows. And you went, well, when you do it, you think about men. Just Kevin Smith's character just like gives him this little like total confusion. He's just like, well, not all the time. Next thing they're away and they're watching like Selma Hayek. Oh my God, she is a babe.
Yeah.
And when she's got, just like when she had them pigtails and the glasses and that, I was just, oh my God, just that's it for me. I'd pause the movie. The only thing I
need a moment.
Yeah, just a quick moment. The only thing I didn't like about it, because I like Matt Damon and I like
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah, I couldn't get his name.
Everybody's banking on Ben Affleck.
Oh, look at her.
Batman. You could say Matt Damon and Batman.
Damon. I don't even know Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. That's American.
Thank you for the translation.
No, that wasn't my American thing. That was off what you call that movie with the dolls? From the South Park creators. Fucking hell, something America. America, fuck yeah.
Yeah. What the hell is that called?
They go to the Screen Actors Guild and Matt Damon's there and he just goes, Matt Damon. That's all he says. Yeah, I liked Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in it. I thought they were really good. The only person I like Jason Lee as well. I always like Jason Lee.
Me too.
That TV show he did. That's the thing. I'm shit with show names. Something Earl. That TV show that.
What about Earl?
James?
No.
Does anyone in the chat know it? It's Jason Lee's and he's the.
Not Hot Dog Earl.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
The show that was on Fox.
The TV show that Jason Lee was in.
I don't remember.
Click on it.
What about
Todd?
Earl?
You've got all the information in front of you, Todd. Click on his.
I'm looking for Jason Lee. I don't see Jason Lee. See, he's more cast. He's more cast because he couldn't be in a bigger role in this movie.
Kevin Smith uses them all the time, I think.
My name is Earl.
My name is Earl.
My
Yeah.
name is Earl.
Great TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The only gripe I had with this whole movie was the main woman character. What's her name? I don't even know what her.
Oro or Pia.
I didn't like her.
Linda Cardinale?
Yeah, I didn't like her. She was just so monotone. She was just monotone all the way through.
Did she seem drunk or something during most of the show?
The whole point of it is that she was so just like that with the world. Her husband left her. She didn't have kids. Sort of.
I don't know. It just it didn't sit right. It didn't seem to fit for some reason. It just didn't for me. It just didn't fit.
I know what you're talking about though, compared to the way everybody else was.
And then she was the worst in it. And if there was anyone else who wasn't as good, it was probably Chris Rock. Sometimes I like Chris Rock and he's really funny, but sometimes I think he just really overacts. And he's loud and he's like in your face, like so.
I got no problem with
that. He was good in this movie. He wasn't too bad, but like I just like some stuff he does is irritating to me. To me, anyway, it's just like tries to be too funny.
I like that though, the Apostle Rufus.
Yeah, the 13th apostle. He's like Jesus is black. Oh, when he tells her that she's great niece of Jesus, Jay goes, so does that mean she's part black?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of memorable, funny bits in this, and for me, it's still held up. I just thought, I wonder how it would do if it was actually released like in like 2020 or 2021.
I don't think they would have used the Catholic Church. I think they would have, tried to go after everything. They would have, said whether it be, Hindu or that they would have included every religion possible and try to mash it all together.
Yeah.
There was
the ridiculousness of all of them, because they all have a little bit of ridiculousness.
Right.
Yeah. The final thing I'll like for me on this is there was something that Chris Rock's character said that I thought made a lot of sense when he's telling her that people ruined the idea of God by cutting all like faith and stuff into different religions and factions, and said everyone's got beliefs and beliefs like create wars and stuff like that. He's like, why can't everyone just have good ideas? Like everyone's got a good idea. Why can't it just have a good idea, not like a belief? I thought that was quite good. Like bit of dialogue from his character, and it was I like the way that was written in, because it kind of did make sense that like religion is quite.
Well, think about all the people who died.
Yeah, in the name of God. Because that's what he said. He hated. That's what the thing that God hated was like people dying in the name or doing stuff in his name or her name, whatever you want to say. So I did like that. That's quite true. I do find that quite true. But yeah, I think that'll be it for me, Todd. On to you. I did like it though. It was good. It was better than It was better than Sean's pick of Coming to America.
You're such a dick.
So, all right. I like this movie. There was numerous places I laughed out loud when he fought, of course, when the restaurant and Jay and Silent Bob, and Jay's like, so you sleep with both of us? How do you feel about that? And she's like, no. And she's like, not just ignoring all that. And he goes, well, how do you feel about anal? And, he's hitting her with one thing after another. And then he's like, all right, so let's say this. 5 minutes left on Earth. The Earth is ready to be destroyed. It's the end of times. Can we have sex then? And she's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And she just kind of blows it off. And then at the end of the movie, when it's getting, Ben Affleck's about ready to finish the world, and they're behind that car or whatever, and he's pulling his pants off. She goes, what are you doing? He goes, this is the end. And then you said, and she goes, I'm not gonna fuck you. It just I found Chris Rock when he said that he'd been rocking with JC for like 3 years, and he goes, and that was my prime years. There was a lot of shepherd's daughters and stuff that I was passing up because I'm running around with JC, and he owes me $13 too.
Yeah.
And it was, there was parts of this that I really laughed out loud that I found funny. Some of the stuff, and I liked how they jabbed at a lot of different stuff. It wasn't just one thing that they're jabbing at. They're jabbing at making fun of a lot of stuff. And to me, I kind of like the idea that religion's not bad until you let people run the religion. And then it kind of gets messed up when you let people get involved and run it. And they'll tend to take it down a bad road or be self-serving. So I like that. I thought the cast did a good job. When I did some research on it to find out why, because Forrest and I had talked about it, and he says, well, it was banned and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so when I did some research on it, it actually, I think Miramax was going to release it. I think they were the first company, or Disney was the first company that was going to release it. And there was 6 months of protests and people trying to keep the movie from coming out. They didn't want this movie released. And so the Catholic Church went 180, totally against it, tried to ban it, block it. And I think Disney was the first owners of it. And then Harvey Weinstein bought it. He bought the movie and then put it on Lionsgate, or sold it to Lionsgate to put it at the movie theaters so that it could actually be put out. So he owned the movie outright. Then he sold the rights, the digital rights, to Sony, who made DVDs with it. But then we know that Harvey got caught up in a bunch of stuff over the last 5 or 6 years, however many years it's been that he's walking with a walker. So he got caught up in all that. Now, no companies want to deal with him. So he owned the movie. Then the digital rights or whatever expired, and nobody would do anything with it. So it was on DVD in 2008 was the last time it was on DVD, and you can't get anything after that because he owns it and nobody will touch it. So that was I thought that was an interesting part. I thought it made money. It made a lot. It was on a 10 million budget, and I think it made 38 million. It did quite well, even with all the controversy going on with it. I think that the characters did a good job. I think, again, Ben Affleck being young, Matt Damon being young, and they called it the View, what was it, View Askew group, because they were part of the Clerks. Like, because the director wrote Clerks and wrote two or three movies prior to this, and he was actually writing different scripts for this, or writing the ideas for that for this movie way back then, and he kept changing it.
Yeah, he did Mallrats too, chasing Amy.
Yep. And what was he? All right. So when the other thing, all right. So I like Ready Player One. Okay, I'm a Ready Player One fan. I love Ready Player One. Well, I just did the audiobook of Ready Player Two. Just did the audiobook of that. In Ready Player Two, the writer of the novel actually talks about. So who was the guy that wrote Pretty in Pink?
Waters. John Waters.
Matt Hughes. What's Chris Hughes? Not Chris Hughes.
John
Hughes.
John Hughes.
So in this movie, they said, we went to Indiana or Illinois, wherever it was, and he says where all the John Hughes movies took place. He said Pretty in Pink, this and this, and he goes, why did we go there? Because there's all these fine ass bitches there and all these homely dudes. So we thought we could go there, and I found it quite funny and was able to relate to it because in Ready Player 2, part of the book takes place in Matt Hughes' world, where John Hughes, where all these movies are in this world. So if you watch Ready Player 1, you guys know how worlds happen, and all of his movies are in that. So I found it quite unique that I just finished that book about a month ago, and this related right into all those movies, and Pretty in Pink, and he's like, I thought I liked Pretty in Pink, but then this happened. So I enjoyed it. I thought that it held it up pretty well. There was a little bit part that near the end kind of bored me. That last maybe 15 minutes bored me. And I read where they deleted a scene. Remember when she goes into the hospital to wake the old man up, take him off the life support, and it's God comes out? She gets like injured. She's like, gets shot. I don't know. I never saw what hit her. Well, if the part they took out, she actually fought with one of those ghoul kids. She fought with one of them, and Silent Bob came and helped save her. And that's how she got injured and died, was through that fight. But to me, they cut that part. They cut that out because it was too long, and they cut it out. And then when God comes out of that body, and then all of a sudden she's like bleeding.
No,
I was like, what the hell happened? Well, then after I read the notes about what they removed, I'm like, oh, okay. If we'd have saw the fight scene, you would have saw why she was bleeding and why a Silent Bob carried her out of there. Because
why do I feel like I've seen that?
Because, well, it wasn't in it. It said, but because it said that Silent Bob came there and saved her, killed the ghoul. And then that's why you see him carrying her from the hospital.
Okay.
Because that scene was supposed to be in it, but it was taken out. There's the View Askew verse universe.
View Askew. Like,
View
what
askew.
Askew like means like looking at
askew.
Kind of
yeah. Skewed, like something's askew.
Something crooked.
So, all right. Well, that's what I got. So, we'll see what everybody else's thoughts are on this. I'm going to post the link for you guys. So, more than welcome to jump. If you've got them, as long as you have a microphone, that's all that matters. I will remove the stop the share. You just got to have a microphone. You don't have to have a camera. Now, if you're, good looking, maybe you're a hot chick that fell from, you fell from big breasts and you fell from the sky and you want to come on here? Sure, come on. So we'll give it a few seconds because it'll take good time. I should have probably gave that while I was blowing my.
And just so you know, you can vote on Telegram also. In the meantime,
yes, you can vote on there. So we got Roger was in and out. So and hey, the poop monster. I didn't really like the poop monster, to be honest. I was kind of like, yeah. And the other thing, Jason Lee was actually going to be in more of this movie, but he had another movie going on. He was they had to pull back his role because he didn't have time because he was shooting another film at that time. Oh, it was.
Like how his whole goal was just to completely destroy existence, including himself, because he just didn't want to be in hell anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think that if them having to rewrite that a little bit because of him, I think that would have been probably a little bit of a different story. He would have played a bigger role in why he was trying to destroy it. Because I think they kind of really glazed over that real quick. But I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the ass raping in hell, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it's probably not real enjoyable. All right, Miss Sharon.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I hope you're doing well.
Hey, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great evening.
So what you think? What you think about the movies, my dear?
Uh-oh. Well, we're going as far as Coming to America, that'd be a little longer than Dogma. Coming to America, my opinion is I felt like people should have watched part one before watching part two. My opinion, if you hadn't seen part one, and still if you haven't seen it, I think you should watch part one before watching part two because you refer so much to part one in the movie. You know, I feel like it's exactly if you didn't catch what Eddie Murphy said before when they were talking about the making of Coming to America, he did say something, and I caught it when he said in an interview. He said that they made the movie. They thought about making the movie while making Dolomite. That's when they got the idea of making Coming to America 2. So pretty much, Dolomite was made last year. Am I correct? It
Yeah,
was
the last
made. It
year
came out.
before.
Yeah, the year before. But that's when they thought about when they got together and they talked with Weston Sykes and they said, "Oh yeah, it's a great idea to make this Coming to America." We know that it was made like a long time ago. Coming to America 1, which whoever made the original script took their time and it was a great movie, masterpiece, whatever, classic and stuff. And pretty much Coming to America 2, in my opinion, was threw together after an afterthought when they got together and made Dolomite. You know, they decided to throw the script together. Now the movie was good, was okay, but it wasn't great. The script could have been way better. The number one thing, with my opinion, was they never really addressed the mother. Really, what happened with the mother? Go ahead.
Well, she had died, but they just didn't say that.
I know she had died. We know that she pretty much died, but
yeah,
they could have pretty much said,
I know,
address the mother better, in my opinion. To me, the sister, why didn't she come back? What happened to her? She had such a role in the part. The father came back, so why couldn't the sister come back? She had such a big role kind of in part one. Why didn't her sister come back? Yeah, remember her sister that thought that the side piece was Latrice. Yeah, why didn't she come back? She was so funny in part one. She never came back. We understand why the boyfriend didn't come back. He pretty much got dumped. Mm-hmm. In part one. So of course there would be no reason for him to come back. The person who was giving so much of the advice, I never remember that person in part one. I rewatched part one right before I watched part two. Mm-hmm. And stuff. So that's why I remember part one so well, because I rewatched part one right before watching part two. And then even when they had the date night, remember he was so adamant when he went to go see when he was supposed to be with the bride from Africa, and he didn't want to be with her. Remember, he didn't want to be with her. He wanted to go to America to find his bride and everything. He was so adamant. He did not want to sow his wild oats. He wanted to go to Queens to find his bride and stuff. He didn't want to do all that. He could have had any woman in America. So I know that he's supposed to have gotten that smoke supposed to have made him foggy, and he ended up getting with Leslie Jones, and end up making his son and stuff. But it just so did not make any sense to me. A lot of the movie, and maybe because, like I said, I rewatched part one, mm-hmm. And it just so like they just threw it together, And then he wanted, and remember in part one, he wanted to change things, remember, because the dad was so stubborn in his ways. And that was part of the reason why they did things, because he wanted to change the tradition. He wanted to make things so different and stuff. Yet he was going to do things the same. He ended up doing things the same, though. In the end, he did end up changing it. Remember, that's why he trained his daughter to become a princess, I guess, to change things differently. And then what was another thing that stood out to me in the movie? Of course they had a funeral before he died. And then it's like they overcompensated. The Tatiana Taylor, the singer. Remember when Wesley Snipes brought his daughter Tatiana Taylor to be with to marry the son, and which he had, went there, you know, to find his son, went back to America. When he told him, you know, did they do a DNA test? I guess they didn't. They just went by a word, and then so I don't remember them ever going to.
What are you talking about? They went by that drawing. They went by that drawing and said, "That's your son."
I remember them ever going to go visit Dana. Did they go see Dana? I don't remember them ever going to go visit Dana. Yeah, they never went to go see Dana. I remember that alone. They should have went to go see Dana with today's technology. They should have went to go see Dana, even if she did say that they was there. The way she was, elusive she was, I don't remember back then. I would have had, you know, had to go see Dana. You know, there would have been a 99.99, you know, percent something.
He wanted a son, though.
He wanted a son, but even with wanting a son, you know, that could have been as Lucius' homeboy was, it could have been his son. You know, I don't know.
Would that have been her brother? Was that her brother, or was that?
Yeah, his.
Or was he married to her, or was that her sister's man? Oh.
I don't know, but you remember that what's the name didn't mind sowing his oats. Arsenio Hall's character. Remember?
No. Gotcha.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. It could have been his son for all we know. Could have been being passed on. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I don't know why they didn't go do that. Maybe so. You know, they did all these tests, but that's the one test they didn't do.
Leslie was what, you know?
Well, she was free. Let's put it like that. She was free. And you know, but even though I liked her character, I did like her a lot. And it was just a lot of parts, you know, to me. I'm gonna try to be quick as I can about it. It just didn't fit in the movie. It's like they tried to relive part one instead of being more original.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another thing, let me see about the movie really quickly. If they were going to address some things, I don't know. I thought the same way that the butcher felt. I thought he was going to try to hit on his sister. I felt like in a way for a second they had chemistry, but he did end up being. I was glad he did like the hairstylist, but to me they kept trying to act like part one where he had that. And then I didn't like the way that remember when they was at that last party before he found out about his dad, and he was asking Tatiana Ali's character, Tatiana Taylor's character, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And he was asking her them questions, and she acted just like in part one. Whatever you want to do, I want to be whatever you want to be. You know, like she didn't have her own mind. Like didn't you ever learn? Didn't you learn from your aunt? You know, isn't that right? They didn't end up marrying. You know. So
I don't know. It could have worked out real well. Mm-hmm. You want to do that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So I think the script could have been well thought out a little better. You know. And stuff, but overall the movie was good, but it could have been better. It could have been, you know, I think that movie could have waited a little longer before it came out. Now on to Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dogma. It was that movie was that movie was different. It was pretty funny. It was all over the place. Chris Rock's character, that was crazy. The falling out the sky. When he met Silent Bob and the other guy, I forgot the other guy's name. And I just said
Jay.
Yeah, Jay's character when she met after the woman. Remember when she was at the abortion clinic and they saved her life and stuff like that, and they start asking all the questions and everything. And she, you know, she had this thing that she should go to New York or whatever with them or whatever to travel across the country, and she ended up going with him and Matt Damon and you know, first thing when I saw Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, I thought of Good Will Hunting. I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing coming to my mind. Mm-hmm. And both of their characters was really crazy and stuff. With him, we're asking him about when he did the bet with when Matt Damon did the bet with Ben Affleck about the couple, asking them about them being married. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, are you married to each other? And he was like, yes, I'm married. He was like, what about each other? And then he sits out there and get the gun, and everybody leaves the bus and stuff. That was crazy. The poop monster, that was crazy. It was had a lot of crazy parts to it, you know. The whole movie was just it was a crazy movie in general. It was different. It kind of put me in the mind when I first was watching it, even though it was sci-fi. When I first was watching it, I was like, am I watching a different version of Guardians of the Galaxy? But it's made by different people, but it's not sci-fi.
I didn't see those spaceships, but
I didn't see spaceships, but that movie put me in the mind of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, maybe you need to see. You done watch Coming to America, both of those, and you need to watch this. Now, maybe it's telling you need to watch Guardians of the Galaxy next.
Did we already review that movie?
No.
Oh,
well, you can pick it. You can pick it for your movie.
I'm not picking that movie. I've already watched it, but it kind of put me in the mind of that. I don't know. But in general, that movie was a crazy movie. And I'm going to go because I've spent enough time. I'm going to let the next person go.
Mr. Dub Beach.
What's happening?
What's up?
First of all, I want to thank Blue for saving my ass by picking this movie, because this was going to be my next pick when it came along. So I got lucky and dodged a bullet by her picking this.
It wasn't Blue's choice.
She suggested this movie. I know. Don't
I give up. Blue,
She said she wanted. She said, let's watch a new movie. So we're watching a new movie. I was going to pick it when it was my turn next.
So lucky.
So, yeah. Hey, would it
I was ready. I was ready.
Your super hate that you're using it. I actually watched it twice. I wish they would have brought back the Jakes family, the Soul Glow family. I wish they would have worked them into the plot. The new characters, that Tracy Morgan, Leslie Jones, I thought they were good. The ones I was really glad to see they brought back was the Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate. Brought that back because in the first one that just cracked me up. You know, Miss Joe the policeman from the What's Going Down on That's My Mama episode, you know. So that just it was horrible. And they were all excited. Who is it? Kendrick Lamar? No, it's better.
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, so they bring out Randy Watson. That was great. I also liked when he was out job hunting, he went into D&D Digital. And you see the picture of the Duke brothers on the wall, giving a little nod to Trading Places. I enjoyed that little nod to that. So, I mean, I actually watched it twice because I watched it the first time. I'm going, God, this sucks. And it was just horrible. It was like one of those, you wait for it to come around, excited, new, you hope it's going to be good, and it turns out to be a freaking dog turd. So then it was like today I'm like, well, I didn't make any notes, so I better watch it again so I had something to talk about. So the second time I watched it, I actually liked it better than the first time because the first time it was just what a piece of shit. So there you go.
Everybody's got to watch it more than once.
I don't think you can trick me like that.
I did the same thing. I want to say real quick, I did the same thing the Beach did. The first time I watched it, I was like, gosh, this movie is waving me to sleep. I cannot watch this movie. It sucks that bad. And I had to do the next day. I had to watch that movie again and take notes, just like the Beach did.
Hey, and it grew, and I thought it was actually better the second time. Is it still a good movie? No. Would I recommend it to somebody to watch it? Not really. But, you know, and Dogma to me, like when you go back on these movies, it's like, does it still hold up? You know, here 20 some years later. And I think it does. And the best parts, Andrew pointing out when Jay was like, a big titty woman, you know, dropped from the sky. And then Todd mentioned at the end, pulling her behind the thing and he's taking his pants off, you know, fuck. And so, you know, we're an abortion clinic. We want to hear figure a good place to meet sluts. You know,
That's what I
know?
forgot. I actually laughed out loud at that one.
Yeah, hanging out at an abortion clinic because they figure it's a good place to pick up sluts.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
So many things are so wrong in this movie, but I did find them funny.
that's what makes it good, in my opinion. So, yeah, I still say 20 some years later, it's still a good movie and it holds up. And on to the next person.
All right, Eddie, what's up, sir?
Hi, y'all. Okay, I got some bad news. I only saw one movie, and
Okay.
I think I picked the wrong movie. I picked Coming to America. I should have picked Dogma instead. I had so high hopes for this movie, man. I'm telling you, as soon as I got into it, I said, holy shit. I said, you know, what the hell's coming out? Because this was, I think it was first movie produced by Tyler Perry Pictures, eh? So it's not giving him a good name. So I thought, you know, it's like, I started watching, I said, gee, you know, it's like a copy and paste. You know, like the barbershop was copy and paste for me. And then when you know, they're like intermingling Black Panther, that was another, looks like copy and paste again. I'm saying, what the hell's going on? I think it would have been better if they would have took all the main artists or just send them on screen, say a joke, and get the fuck out. It would have been just as good, you know. But even the soundtrack, I like the soundtrack better than I like the movie, because the movie, the soundtrack was more interesting. But the movie itself, the only thing that really made me laugh was Wesley Snipes in a kilt.
Yeah.
No, you know, okay, Wesley Snipes, we haven't seen him in a while, but even there was a shot, I think they showed Eddie Murphy like a side shot, and you same with a potbelly. And then after that, you know, what's the name? I forget. Anyway, like I say, this movie, I wouldn't look at it a second time. And I even referred it to my kids, and my kid says, Dad, hold off. You know, so you just say second makes, you know, they're not too good. So exactly what I thought, you know, this movie was, I should have took a Dogma instead. So do I get a spanking or do I get a whooping for this? I don't know.
No, you're always in detention.
Yeah.
I think watching Coming to America was punishment enough.
Oh, thanks.
So I see Roger. Roger, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
I think I got my mic fixed. Maybe.
Is that echoing?
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
Not too
You guys
bad.
hearing an echo? Huh?
Just a little bit.
I hear it, but it's okay. I could, you know.
It's just a little. I mean, just a little bit.
Okay. Well, Coming to America was horrible. I just didn't like it at all. In my scale, I always use the laugh out loud metric. 0 laughs in this movie. It was a shame because there's just so much comedic talent in the cast, and every time they tried to joke, it would fall flat. So I would not recommend that movie to anyone. My favorite part of the whole movie was when Salt and Pepper and In Vogue came on, and they only got like 20 seconds of screen time.
Long.
So, yeah, I wouldn't mention that one again. This echo's driving me crazy. Dog is one of my all-time favorite Kevin Smith movies, and he's one of my favorite director. You guys pretty much already said all the funny lines in it, so I'll just say that if you haven't watched any of Kevin's movies, watch them, because if you enjoy dialogue in a movie, he is a master at writing dialogue for movies, and his movie was 10 times funnier than professional comedians tried to make with Coming to America. So I'm not going to say anything else today because this echo in my ear
what you need to
is driving
do is
me batshit.
listen, Roger. You're gonna need to reload your audio drivers because when when it does that update, it just trashes them all. So
Yeah, I'll do that after the
run it
show.
again. Yeah,
There-
after the show, just do that.
There is an actual. Did you see the thing, Roger? When you go to the settings in here, though, that says
Did
echo
it-
cancellation.
Yeah, he has it on.
Streamlabs?
It's on. It's on. I looked at his because I can see people's settings. I looked at it, and his is all his echo thing is turned on, so or echo reduction. So yeah, it's a driver.
It's not
issue.
that bad of an echo.
It's just so
No.
everyone knows when Windows has been doing these updates lately, they've been really messing with the changing the audio stuff. So you just got to just reload the drivers.
Yeah, I'll do that
We'll
tonight.
be back. Yeah.
But I love Dogma. Like I said, I got in one of the biggest fights with my mother-in-law over this movie. I guess I should preface by saying I wouldn't marry her daughter in the Catholic Church. So it probably started the whole friction between her and
Yeah.
I. So anyway, that's it for me, Todd. This is driving me batshit.
All right. Hey, I was gonna say you could just mute yourself or
I'll mute.
Yep. So thanks, Roger. Thanks for that. And what we're gonna do now is we'll go through. I'm gonna ask the people on the panel player pass for each movie, and we've kind of come up with a scale. If you would recommend somebody that's not seen this movie to watch a movie, then that's a play. And if you would be like, no, I don't want to recommend this movie because I don't want them coming back and saying, what the hell did you just make me watch? That would be a pass. So that's kind of your test when you're like, how should I pick it or not pick it? So player pass, you guys on the side chat, we'll start with, since we did Coming to America first, we'll start with that one. Coming to America, Roger, what did you think player pass on this?
Oh, pass. But there is one little piece of trivia that I wanted to say that I forgot. The mansion that they used for the outside shots.
Rick
That's Rick
Ross's house.
Ross's
Rick
house.
Ross. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a baller.
Yeah. That house was nice.
Who?
Rick-
What?
Rick Ross owned
Who's
that
that?
house.
Rick Ross.
He's the
Rick Ross.
boss.
What?
The boss. Rick Ross. The
Rick
boss.
Ross.
The what?
The rapper Rick Ross, the rapper from Miami.
Oh, no idea who that is.
That's because you're all the way north. Up in Canada.
She's way too north for
You
that.
don't know what ballers are.
Anybody watch KSI versus Logan Paul?
Yes.
The boxing match.
Yeah.
Oh,
He sang KSI's song, Rick Ross.
Yeah, it was a
He was
woman
in
stop,
the
huh?
Let's see. Eddie did not watch it. No, Eddie, you did watch this one. So, Eddie,
Yeah.
play or pass on this one?
I'll give it a pass and I'll bury it too.
All right. Alban.
It's a pass for me. I think I'll bury it down there underneath Eddie's.
Okay. And down there with Child 44. All right.
Yeah.
Sharon, play or pass on Coming to America?
Pass. Have to pass it on.
Okay. D Beach.
Sad to give it a pass.
Yeah, it's a good thing it wasn't your pick.
Damn right. Thank you, Blue.
Blue, play or pass on this one?
I'm a play.
Who's pick?
I'm a play for the original, and don't bother with the second one.
Oh, so that's a pass. she tried to twist it up on us. Andrew.
Well, I wasn't impressed with Blue's pick. Not at all. Not this. It's really bad pick for you, Sharon. Terrible. So bad that we'll let you have another turn this week. We're going to let you have another turn this week. Since you messed up.
Comments.
Hey, this season does that go under season 2's pick, right? We can make sure we get that correct. Alban, remember season 2 pick.
Season.
Coming to America. Shane. Okay. All right.
Shane.
You give it a pass.
That's a pass. Pass.
I mentioned there was numerous places that I liked in this movie for some of the comedy. I did like the characters. So I would I recommend this to my friends? I'd have to say no. So I'll go with a pass, but I would probably tell them that there is some funny parts in it with the barbershop. If they could have just done a lot of that, I love the characters. To me, I loved it. So
Okay, so the question.
None of the people at the
would you
barbershop
recommend-
ever aged. Why some of the people never aged?
yeah, they still that old. No, so I gave it a
Right.
pass. I gave it a pass, Blue, but I still would be. I kind of wanted to make it a play. I really did. So we had Octavia with a play on that. Everyone telling you, and Paper Plate fan was a pass. And everyone's telling you who Rick Ross is. I'm sorry, babe. I didn't know who Rick Ross was. So, and I'm usually in the know. Young people like me,
Bunch of old
I
people.
stay in the know with what's happening in the world. I missed that one.
The guy who referenced
I've been,
Taylor Swift in his video.
hey, I've been away for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
I've been away for a minute. Okay. So we're going to go to Dogma. So we're going to play or pass on Dogma. We'll start with Roger down there on the bottom. Roger, play or pass on Dogma.
You should watch this movie, whether you're religious or not. Especially if you're Catholic, watch a damn movie.
All right. And Eddie did not watch it. So Eddie, that's your homework this week. You've actually got 3 movies you got to watch before next week. So we'll talk to you next week about Dogma.
Okay.
So you got 3 movies. Try to stay out of trouble with the wife. All right. So Auburn, play or pass on Dogma.
Play on Dogma.
Play on Dogma. All right.
And we didn't even discuss about Alanis.
Yeah. Well, her role was pretty small,
Yeah.
and it was pretty small, and she didn't get to talk.
She was
But,
hot though, hot as
Yeah.
a rail.
Yeah. Somebody tell me what the hell is going on? He doesn't have a head. Who's this woman standing here?
Who the
Somebody
right
tell
before-
me what the hell
What
is
the
going
fuck is
on?
going on? Why did you put your hands on my fucking head?
Jay started doing
What is this
heroin
thing?
after this movie, so it's like
That-
nice to me to see young baby-faced Jay.
That's messed up. All right, so we got Auburn. That was a play. Miss Sharon, what did you think? Play or pass?
Play.
You gave it a play. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen. And we got some votes over here. Johnny gave Dogma a play. Play from
Patty.
Jim. Play from Patty, and a pass from Octavia. Daldum gives a play. All right, Da Beach.
I give it a play.
All right, give it a play. 1999. Look out, it's holding up. Miss Blue.
I love Kevin Smith. I find his stuff just genius. Loved Clerks. I think he's a neat dude, just in general. I definitely recommend this movie to people. I have recommended this movie to people, so play for me.
All right, so you gave that a play, and then Andrew.
Todd, I hate how you picked a movie that wasn't an Oscar winner, and I'm still seeing play on it.
Hey,
it's a definite play. It's funny.
Look at it. Paper Plate fan gave it a definite play. Yeah, I actually felt like it was a little bit of a reach, and I'll be honest. That last 20 minutes scene where when they're at the church and he's flying around and dropping bodies, and Matt Damon's over there drunk. I'm like, oh, this is dragging on. I'm having bad. I was thinking Child 44. I'm thinking all kinds of bad things. I'm thinking this is not going to hold up well for me. So I liked, and again, I hadn't seen it since 1999. I liked it. I think that there was numerous places that was funny. If you're a person that's uptight about religion, you're not going to like it because they make some raw jokes. And I think that the part where you talk about Jay saying that why did they hang out at the abortion clinic? That's where all the sluts hang out. I thought that I lose women. I laughed really out loud when that happened, and I looked over at Blue, and she didn't laugh because we were watching it together, and I could see her on the show. And she didn't laugh, but I did. So I liked it. But
I got
a
shirt like that.
yeah, you need to get one.
I think I do.
So TJ gave it a play. So we got that. So that's we got I think we're pretty definitive, folks, because I'm looking at this. Pretty strong for a play for Dogma and a pretty strong pass on Coming to America. Now, granted, there was a couple votes, but the mass majority was Dogma will play and Coming to America was a pass. So take that for what it's worth, you guys. But doesn't hurt to watch it. I mean, unless you're worried about a couple hours, maybe. So we have that.
On
So
Telegram because Coming to America is 40% play and 60%.
Yes.
Pass.
See, this is a perfect example when you do that poll in that Telegram chat, and there's all these people. I want to see who the MFer that actually said play on certain one, because we've had movie after movie, and I'm like, who voted that way? And you ask, and there won't be nobody saying nothing. I'll ask in the chat.
Probably the person who picked it. It'll be the person that picked it.
Yeah, it's like anonymous. So, all right, so we got that. So that's what we have for this week. Check the Telegram chat. I will put that link. I will go ahead and grab that link and I'll put it in the show notes. Most of you guys are in there already, but we got to go. So, Miss Blue, we got picks for this week. You got to give us the names.
I
and all
get to
that
pick
stuff.
this week because last week didn't count. and it's the beach is up.
Oh, the beach
was 3.
I hope he doesn't pick. I hope he doesn't pick Coming to America.
Well, Blue, you better let him pick first. Otherwise, you don't want.
Yeah, you're gonna pick his
Oh
movie.
yeah, he'll be like, damn it, that was the movie I was gonna choose.
No, she saved my ass last week because I trust me, I would have watched Coming to America before I would have picked it this week and come up with something else. So, because it's
you go ahead. You go ahead though, the beach.
I got a question.
All right.
First.
Yes.
Sorry. Is it like the fourth show then the pick, or do they pick on the fourth one?
Well, because we had a dud week there, it's us group. We've been going quite a bit. He hit 4 today. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's right. I thought it was my pick, but it's fine. I'll go next week.
Don't worry, Andrew. I'll pick something that you will hate, so you can finally vent and give me shit. Because I'm going out on a limb. Oh, it's not going to be. I mean, put it this way: this movie made $7 million. So what does that tell you?
It's pretty low.
Hey, Grimsby only made 8, but some people enjoyed
everybody
that.
liked that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm once again going out on a limb. It's a movie called Bad Words from 2013.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yes.
That is
one of my picks.
When I saw it, I loved it too. Is it the one? Is it like Spelling Bee one?
Yes.
That's it.
And he's an adult.
Good pick. The beach.
And people. A lot of people. There's a lot of movies I don't like Jason Bateman, but this one, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got that.
He starred in it. He directed it. And like I said, it made $7.6 million.
Catherine Hahn's in it too.
Yeah, I like her. Oh my god, the actual poster for it is hilarious. Or you can tell he's about to say the F word. This is his mouth.
Yeah. So yeah, Bad Words. Okay, so that is the Beach's pick. And then we go to Miss Blue. I'm
going to go with a classic that I've loved since I was very young, and I'm going to choose Blues Brothers.
Oh, wow.
That's what I thought.
All right, Blues Brothers.
Love that movie.
Not Blues Brothers 2000, right?
No, the original.
The original.
So Blues Brothers. All right.
You're gonna look pretty funny eating corn on the cob with no fucking teeth.
We're on a mission from God.
Oh, I love the penguin. There's so much good stuff in this.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in a long time.
Oh.
So this is going to be one of those. Is it going to hold up well?
I've got an admission.
When they go to the bar and do Stand By Your Man.
Oh my god, yeah. Andrew, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say I need to come clean. I haven't seen this movie before.
Oh, my
good.
God.
Oh,
It came
Wow.
on before you were
Good.
born. No
That's
wonder.
true.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna see a good movie, Andrew.
John
Yeah.
Belushi.
And Aykroyd.
Yeah, and this is in his prime. I mean, he was in his prime, and this is an iconic movie. I mean,
John Candy.
this is
Yeah, there's a
it's
crap
an
load of
iconic,
people.
it's an iconic movie. So, and there's a
I
lot
think
of things that
I think this movie
What
was
year
based on
was
a
it
Canadian
again?
band called Down Charles Blues Band.
1980, I think.
1980.
1980.
Princess Leia's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was dating Dan Aykroyd.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic, Andrew. I've watched this movie, I'm not kidding, at least 30 times.
Jesus.
But I haven't seen it in a long time, so put it to the test. What are you doing there, Todd?
I was just looking to see if I could find something like what Eddie was talking about.
Oh, Aubin,
Yeah.
can you update that list that I sent you then with these two?
Yeah, I will.
Perfect.
I will.
Aubin's going to be in charge of our show 40, show what all the movies are, and then we'll have categories and favorite and least favorite and all that fun
Which one's
stuff.
this?
This one's 37, I think.
This is 37. We're
37.
on 37 now.
Two more, and then
You got two more,
40.
and then 40th will be. And yes, TJ DeBeach was right about The Departed. Yep, awesome movie. One of my top 15 movies, Departed. I loved it.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, great movie. So,
oh, but that's
so
not in
what?
my,
Huh? It's in my top 15.
not in mine. Not even
Well,
close.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
you'd have to
too
watch it a
much
couple more-
violence for you.
Well,
I
you know
guess.
what? You watch it
No,
a
I'm
couple more
not a
times.
Leonardo DiCaprio fan. I'm just
Oh no,
I mean,
you're not.
not really. No, I mean, do I like him? I liked him in Wolf of Wall Street. I have to admit, I liked him in that, but
Mhm.
he just doesn't do it for me. Like as like a, sexy leading man. Mm-mm.
No.
So
No,
is
I don't see him as a sexy leading man.
great. No
So-
fucking
I was
Maybe that's-
disappointed. I was disappointed the bear didn't kill him in the Reverend.
I still see him as the kid from Growing Pains.
growing
Oh,
pains.
God.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
neighbor.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, look
Yeah,
up
like
shit.
as a
Just gotta
man.
Google it. So,
I
all
know.
right. So, just as a heads up for you guys that are still here, so episode 40 will be our recap from episode 21 to episode 39. Well, let's say 20 to 40, and we're gonna we'll recap, talk about the best, worst. We'll have different categories.
Todd, the
Mhm.
week before, maybe in week 39, there, come up with a list of categories so we can all
Yep.
think about it over the weekend.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of just getting you guys thinking about some of the movies we watch. We're going to try to come up with some categories. If you have some categories and you're in the Telegram group and you want us to add some categories,
Yeah.
more than welcome to throw some suggestions in there, some fun categories that we can have a good time with.
Yeah.
I think that we want to, we don't want to just be best
Yeah.
or worst. I know last time we did best, worst, one that you expected to like, or you expected not to like, and you actually liked, one that did not hold up over time, one that did
Yeah.
hold up over time.
Those
I
are
think
good.
those were some that kind of came to mind. But if you got some other categories that you'd like us and you to vote on these movies, and we will have a list of all those movies. And
So
you'll
you
be
could
able
like
to look
make
through it.
like a elephant bukkake category and then put Grimsby.
We're going to have a kinky section.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
totally narrows it down like right to one. So I don't know if that'll work as a category.
Which movie had the best scene where the guy's balls was in the guy's mouth?
There you go.
Oh my god.
Well, let me get another pick, and we'll have some competition for that one.
All right, so we got that. So just think about that, you guys. We got that. That'll be on episode 40. So you got something to think about because we did it on the first 20. Now this will be season 2, and we're just have some fun, and that's why we do this show is just to have fun. We'll go ahead and crack out of here because we're at an hour. We're almost an hour and a half. Roger, anything you want to say with your echoey headset before you leave?
Not much. Thanks. Enjoyed it. Thanks for the invite. I'll fix this shit by next week.
All right, good enough. Eddie.
Thanks, everybody, for giving me my spanking and my whooping because I didn't watch Dogma, but next time I'm going to have to make up for this one. Okay, take care.
Thank you. I always have to pay extra for the spankings because they say that's weird. All right, Alban.
Just want to thank everyone coming out. Professor Penn out there. I wish you could have jumped on, but hopefully we'll see you before season 3. But make sure you're around. Everyone out there, make sure you're around to vote this year.
I miss Cam too. Where's
Cam?
So
do I. I haven't seen Cam. Cam, wherever you are, we miss you. We really do. And that's about it. I guess we'll see you all next week and also on Friday's show. And that's it. Have a good one.
Hey, Blue, who's picking next week? Who's picking next week?
It will be Andrew and
Aubin.
Oh, I go again?
Yeah.
It's not Todd.
Everybody else. Roger's at
Todd
1.
just picked. Yeah. Okay.
At 1.5 because he didn't watch Dogma. Okay. But I'll give him back his 0.5 if he watches it by next week.
Oh, okay.
Listen to teacher.
Gotta listen to
teacher.
Sharon's
at 2 now. So Sharon's the closest out of these guys.
All right.
So Sharon, anything you want to say before you go?
Yeah. Thank you for having me on your panel. I'd like to thank everybody in the side chat because without you, it wouldn't be a show. And see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you Friday. Or Player Pass and
No, not on Friday. What's Friday's show?
Friday. I'm sorry, Friday. I did say Player Pass, but I meant sorry. Streaming Matters. Streaming Matter is on Friday, so see you Friday.
This one, let you know we're listening to you. We all hear you here, you know.
And Sharon has a show. Sharon does have a show, an open show on Friday mornings. I don't know. You have one tomorrow or just Friday?
Well, tomorrow we'll have our mental health show, our Piece of Eight mental show on Thursdays on Paper Plates channel. So that'll be at 6 on Paper Plates. 6 p.m. Eastern on Paper Plates channel. We'll have a mental health show, and then of course Friday morning our MS7 morning show. We'll have it back on my panel.
Okay, good enough. All right, Da Beach.
Thanks for letting me on. Movies were this week. Dogma was good. And everyone come back next week so they can see Andrew hopefully will hate my movie and he can berate me. So make sure everyone comes back next week for that. So there you go.
I don't see how anyone could hate that movie.
No. We want him to. I want him to hate it. He deserves to.
Andrew's got a great sense of humor, though, so I think he'll find it funny.
Don't look at me.
There was a movie. It was like a small movie. It's called The History of Swear Words. Have you seen that?
I haven't watched it, but I did see. I think
it
I saw
was good. Oh, it was good.
Was it Nicolas Cage? Was he hosting it or something?
Yeah, I think it was Nicolas Cage was hosting it. But that is something good.
It's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. I saw you done lost me there. I was lost at Nicolas Cage. All right, Blue.
I just want to say thanks everybody for watching, and thank you, Andrew, for letting me have 2 picks in a row.
So you admit to it now.
There you go.
Auburn, write a name down on that one.
No, don't you dare.
Yeah.
She's accepted it finally.
We want to make
Worst
sure that
movie ever picked by Sean.
You know what? Go ahead. Throw my name on it. I don't even care anymore.
All right. Well, you need one bad one, so.
Okay, Andrew. Anything you else?
No, I've nothing from me. Just thanks for watching, everybody, and I'm gonna like the Beaches movie. It's got Jason Bateman, and I like him. So I mean, I really don't want to like it, but I will. I know. Or maybe I'll make up something. I'll make something up. I'll say it was shit.
There you go.
You say it's shit
That's
the whole
what I want
time, and
to
then vote for a play at the end.
hear.
Maybe I just won't watch it, and then I'll just come back and just say it was shit.
There you go. That's even better.
Thank you, Andrew, for being on here. Thanks, everybody. I want to thank everyone on the panel. I want to thank the people that joined the panel, the extra people, because it's fun when we get to hear other people's thoughts. That is, to me, I really enjoy pulling new people in. And we still are looking for any of you guys that are on the side. Daldum, Octavia, Paper Plate. I know you're not scared of a microphone. Penn, you can come back. Patty. Any of you guys can jump on the show and tell us what you think about these movies. And get your votes up. Get your appearances on here, and you can be like the Beach and be able to force us all to watch a movie. I mean, you can, or I'll say, was it Roger that made us watch Harry Potter and the Deathly Sins or the Deathly Weapons?
Weapon.
Yeah,
just so you guys know, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I tried to actually watch the first Harry Potter movie. I couldn't do it. All I was seeing was guns in my face. I couldn't do it. I said, no, I need to give this some time.
Roger, you screwed it for him, Roger.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely ruined.
Miss Octavia asked, what was the name of that movie that you said, Eddie?
What movie?
The movie you said, the movie
Origin of Swear Words?
The History of Swear Words.
History of Swear Words.
History of Swear Words.
Okay.
The movie?
Thank you.
I think it's a show.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for everyone being on here. I will say one little bit for Friday's show. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the format, but for some of you guys that watched me on Streaming Matters and you've watched some other stuff with us, we lost a friend of ours that some of us had known. And we say a friend, it's a person that we worked with in the streaming community, Luce. And Duncan was on the show a few times on Streaming Matters. He had an APK, he had a Gen, was real big into extreme sports, and he passed away. So I trying to figure out how I can do the show. They're going to they have a GoFundMe to help his family. So the show or part of the show is going to be tied into that. It depends on how if I can get some people to come on, because he made a difference in a lot of people's lives in the groups. I knew him for a short period of time, so I don't want to be the MC or the host of something that where I can't speak. I can speak of what I knew of him, but there's lots more that other people knew him a whole lot better than me. So I would like to see how that works out. So that'll be on Friday. So yeah, still hanging loose. Gonna be a little bit of a show on that. And other than that, watch for the shows that are on this channel as well as my Cocoscope if you're wanting to look there. So, thanks for watching. Prayers to his family. Thank you, Patty. Prayers to his family losing a family member. So hey, love you guys, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.